Neversong is a casual adventure game that blends platforming, puzzles, and story admirably. I'll tell you right now that I enjoyed it. The artwork is superb, and it will be for anyone that has a slightly twisted view on life. Perhaps you heard of the game by a different name, Once Upon a Coma. It was hatched on a 2018 Kickstarter, but there was a last-minute name change that was the right decision. It's also been out on Apple Arcade, but PC is the platform for me, so let's see what's up. My favorite part of Neversong is the story. You play as Pete, who wakes up from a coma to find that only weird, bratty children are around, and all the adults are either terrible monsters or killers. The kids in this town are so outlandish and switch from friendly to devilish in an instant. The main enemy is Dr. Smile, who is sufficiently creepy. He has taken your girlfriend, and while that sounds like a standard story, it's not. The story is open to interpretation, especially the ending, and I'm not going to dissect it, but I found it to be a little confusing. It's worthy of another playthrough to find out more. And I wouldn't say the world is a nightmare, although it probably is for the main character. It plays more like everything is a little off, a little perverse, without being too extreme. Going through the game and interacting with all these weird characters is so much fun. You're never sure who or what is going to pop up next, and that's why it's my favorite part. Anyway, the mechanics of Neversong are constantly changing, which is exciting. It's a linear game with limited backtracking, and each of the new areas introduces a new mechanic, which I don't mind. I like a game that doesn't waste my time and keeps it interesting the whole time. The puzzle elements are nice, but limited. The game blocks your progress until you find the thing that allows you to pass. It's usually some bit of text that you need to find to solve the puzzle. It does give some clues about the story, which makes it mean more, but it's simplistic. While all the mechanics are fun, Neversong is pretty easy. I didn't break a sweat getting through it. I mean, your results may vary, of course, but Neversong is meant to be more casual, and so it is. Another factor in this are the stars you can collect, since every 100 increases the amount of hearts or life you have. I don't know if there's a maximum, but you get to keep everything on death. Also, the enemies drop a heart if you're missing one. Yes, they do it every time, so there was no chance I was going to lose. The trickier part of the game is that some of the mechanics are a little confusing. This might be a personal issue where I'm overthinking it. I never minded though because Neversong is worth it. Let me give you a more abstract example since I don't want to spoil anything. So, for example, there's a spot where you would expect to do a jump yourself, but the game does it for you. If you hit jump where you think you should, it cancels out the auto jump, and that can be frustrating. It's not the only mechanic that is slightly annoying, but again, I don't want to divulge anything worth finding out on your own. Spoilers for Neversong are too big for a review, and the game is too short to ruin it if you're going to play. Another spot I liked Neversong is the bosses. Their mechanics are standard pattern memorization, but they don't last too long, and I love their design, which is, if you haven't noticed, really a theme throughout this whole review. Anyway, if you're worried about this being a PC port, and you don't need to be, using a controller works great. Even though Neversong works on mobile platforms, there was nothing lost because of it. The developer took the time to make sure that with the controller, everything would work. That said, there are no settings to speak of for this game. It's a very simple, drawn game that doesn't really need them. Overall, Neversong is a fantastic casual action game that I thoroughly enjoyed. I always enjoy the concise games that don't waste my time. The constant introduction of new mechanics and bizarre characters keeps the game exciting. Everything is delightfully strange. I wouldn't expect anything less from the creator of Pinstripe, another game you should absolutely check out if you haven't seen it already.
Thank you. Neversong was so good. But what should I play next, and can you top it? Thank you very much for watching, and hit subscribe now.